Here we go. Okay, welcome to the kitchen. Today we have a special guest, Cosmo, who will be making manicotti for us. Cosmo.
Alright, today we're going to be making manicotti, and our ingredients we're going to need that is 2 to 4 cups of mozzarella cheese. You need your manicotti pasta shells, 1 pound of Italian sausage, a small ricotta cheese. You can use fresh Parmesan cheese or ground Parmesan cheese, it don't matter, we're going to use fresh today. 4 to 5 things of spaghetti sauce, or if you want, you can make your homemade sauce, it's up to you. For seasonings, that's all you'll need is garlic powder, black pepper, minced onions, and you can use salt or salt substitutes like we're going to use Creole today. And the first thing we're going to do is brown the sausage.
Great. Let's get started. Okay, Cosmo. Now what are you going to do?
Okay, now we're going to put a little bit, well, make sure your pan is heated up a little bit by just seeing if you feel it. And then put in a little bit of olive oil just to coat the bottom of the pan. And after doing that, you would add your Italian sausage, which we're doing here. Here's the sear. And then you just start breaking your Italian sausage up. If you have trouble breaking your Italian sausage up, what you would do is just add a little bit of water. It also helps a lot on breaking the sausage up when working with sausage.
So you can add water to help break it up?
Yep, yep, it helps a lot.
Okay, tell us about the garlic, Cosmo.
Okay, about halfway through cooking your meat, you're going to start adding your seasonings, and as you've seen earlier in the video, you can use just regular garlic powder, or you can also use, as an option, fresh garlic. And what we have here is roasted garlic, and when you're roasting garlic, it's very simple. That's all you really have to do is toss it in olive oil, roll it up in aluminum foil, and roast it in the oven for about 20 minutes, and you get roasted garlic. So we're going to add 4 to 5 cloves of roasted garlic as well. You just want to dice it up into small chunks and add it to your seared meat when it's about halfway done when you add your seasonings.
Okay, Cosmo. Now what you're going to do?
Okay, now after your meat has been browned, this is when we're going to start adding our seasonings to our meat. Earlier in the video we did the Creole, which is the salt. About...
Put it in the camera again, because it's lower. Yeah, lower. Yeah.
When adding that Creole, you're going to add about a teaspoon. A teaspoon.
A teaspoon?
Teaspoon, yeah. And the garlic powder, which we shown earlier today.
Yeah, it's got to be about right there. So that was the garlic powder.
The minced onion.
Minced onion.
And here with the minced onion, we're going to add quite a bit of it to get that onion flavor. Maybe 2 tablespoons of onion.
Or seasoned to taste.
You can also, if you don't want to use minced onion, you can also use fresh onion. But minced onion is a lot better than this because it's kind of hard to get it down to that size. So minced onion is a little bit preferably better for me. And then optionally, the garlic that we minced up earlier. This is optional if you like a lot of garlic flavor, but it's not has to be needed. And lastly, your black pepper. We're using fresh cracked black pepper, but you can also use regular black pepper. It does not matter. I just think it enhances the pepper flavor more when you're using the cracked black pepper. Mix all that together, and after doing this, you're going to strain your meat, and then we'll start on boiling the pasta.
Okay, so we're going to strain the fat off of the meat.
Yep, all the grease.
And and then, what'd you say?
We're going to move on to boiling the pasta.
Then we'll boil the pasta.
Okay, now we're going to go ahead and cook the pasta. Before putting the noodles in, we're going to add some olive oil. This just helps the pasta from sticking together and falling apart. So about two tablespoons of olive oil, and then we're going to go ahead and start putting our pastas in. The only thing that you have to do is make sure all the pasta is submerged in the water, and you're going to cook it for 6 to 8 minutes.
Show one. That it. Okay, Cosmo. Now, while we're waiting for the noodles to boil, what can we do while we wait?
While we're waiting, we're just going to go ahead and make the mixture for.
Your voice.
We're going to make the mixture for stuffing the actual pasta because we're waiting for the water to boil. So when doing that, we're going to add the 4 cups of mozzarella cheese. We're going to add your Parmesan cheese. If you're using this is the fresh Parmesan, but you can also use the grated Parmesan, maybe about half of that, and your ricotta cheese. We're going to start off with half of this while we're mixing it, and add it as we go. If you don't use all your ricotta, you can also use ricotta in your eggs. If you have any left over, it's good with if you have another pasta dish later in the week with your spaghetti. It's also, you can use it making dips. So if you have any ricotta left, you can do that to make. We'll probably use all of this small one.
How many ounces is that?
16 ounces, 15 ounces. And I'm normally making it at home. I normally make a bigger batch. I make a bigger one and I have a lot left over. And once you get everything mixed up to this consistency here, we're going to go ahead and add the ground sausage that we had cooked off earlier to the mixture. And mix that in. Oops. We're using sausage here, but you can fill these with anything. You don't have. I've seen it done with just a cheese mixture for people that that doesn't like the meat in it. You can also use the cheese mixture with spinach in it and stuff the shells. You don't have to use meat, but we're using meat here today.
Here we go. Let's see. Hold on. Let me get this just. Okay. Ready?
Mm-hmm. Now we're going to prepare the sauce for the manicotti. As we seen earlier, we're using jar sauce. What I normally do with the jar sauce, because it doesn't have that much flavor, is I normally strain it because I don't like it as chunky. If you like it chunky, don't strain it. I normally will strain it and I will add my own seasonings. When I'm adding seasonings, I normally will add Italian seasoning, a little garlic and a little onion powder to it as I'm straining it. But it's fine to just go ahead and add it straight out of the jar as well if that's what you prefer. But like I said, it's a little bit more chunky out of the jar, but if that's what you like, that's fine. I just like it a little more thin. You also have the option of making the homemade sauce, and if that's something that you guys would like to see on a later video, leave it in the comments and we'll do that for you as well. Okay, after warming up your sauce and straining your noodles, after you strain your noodles, you're going to run a little bit of cold water on top of them. And after that, we're ready to start stuffing the manicottis. What you'll first do is you want to put a layer of sauce on the bottom to keep them from burning on your casserole dish. So we'll do that. We'll start with that. Put a good amount of sauce on the bottom layer. And what we'll do is you'll take either a freezer bag or a piping bag, whatever you have around the house. You also can just use a spoon. We'll show you both different ways here. What you'll do if you're trying to pipe them, you just put it in there and pipe it on into the shell on one side, and you'll turn it over and do the same to the other. There you have it. You also can put it to where it's a little fallen out, that way some of the cheese and stuff will melt into the sauce and that'll never hurt. So we'll do like that and just layer it on into your pan. And if you are doing it with the spoon, I'll show you that technique as well. Takes a little bit longer, but does just the same amount of same job. So you'll get another shell, open it up, and just put your manicotti mix right into the shell. Takes a little longer to do, but just as effective. And this way you don't have to flip it over as well. You just do it from one angle. Just push it all the way down in there. Until you fill it up. And there you have it. And that's what you repeat for the whole pack, which is 14 shells, and just place them into your skillet. Okay, our final step here is after you got all the manicottis filled with the salt, with the cheese mixture, we just put a little sauce on top of each shell. I'm going to do here. And then put some more mozzarella on top of each shell. And then a little bit of your Parmesan, either your fresh or your grated Parmesan. Not have to be a lot, just a little. This will help it brown and give you that golden look that you're looking for. And after that, it's ready to go into the oven for about 20 minutes. We gotta put a picture of it. And here's our finished product, the manicotti with salad and garlic bread and some sweet tea.
That was some good eating. Compliments to the chef.